You are watching or listening to Jade Emerald Green. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow so that you are staying connected with the daily content arrivals that are made just for you. Thank you. Great morning to you. It is Sunday, August 10th, 2025, and this is your weekly Tarot and Oracle reading on Jade Emerald Green. And we're going to take things slow today because it's been a minute since I've actually made it to posting the videos that I've created in the past couple of weeks. So for those of you who've been seeing like little mini downloads or blurbs between my accounts on Instagram and TikTok, you would know that your girl has been flying, traveling, coming back, DJing, performing at a festival. Shout out to Farmlands. It was a really great experience. Shout out to Farmer Bob and to Matt Hazard. I really, really appreciate that opportunity. And also, rest in peace to my homie Dan the Man. I went out to the West Coast to memorialize him and reconnect with really good people. And so it's been a time, but it's been a worthy time, and I'm very thankful for that. Now, just getting into this, as you notice, I have not pulled a goddamn thing. So we're going to just take this line for line. I ain't afraid. This is the reason why I always pull this, because as you can see, I have I'm not going to move this from the little ghetto tripod that I made for today's reading, but I have 9 decks. So usually I'm like, I want to try to save time and, you know, shuffle and just pull them and then have them face down and then do the reading as I go so that it remains authentic. But today, I'm not in a rush to do a goddamn thing. I feel very thankful also for the week that I've had here since I've been back. I have been taking Jade Emerald Green all around the city of Milwaukee from the Bronzeville Hour this past Thursday, which was so amazing. 1916 Black. Thank you so much to those who brought me out there, as well as you always know, Food for Thought on Tuesdays, you know, for 38. Always an amazing time. And yesterday, I had the honor of being at Summer Park Jam, led by True School, Milwaukee. I am very thankful. That was such an amazing event. I know the weather got shifty a little bit at the end, but oh my gosh, to be able to see hip hop be honored in such a way, I am counting my blessings. This has been a really challenging and amazing time. So with that, we're 3 minutes in. Let's get to these transits. What the fuck is going on here, astrologically speaking? Okay? Because, look, we just got off that full moon in Aquarius, child. I hope it was everything that you wanted and anything that you had written down, you know, during the past new moon for your intention. You remember that new moon in Leo, July 24th? I hope you were able to have the things that you wrote down materialize, or have those things start to have progress in the direction that they need to go. And so now that the full moon in Aquarius has moved on, we're at Pisces, we're in waiting gibbous, so to speak. So what are we doing in this dreamy Pisces moon? The moon has a good time in Pisces. It's a water sign, you know, as well. So it's a good time there. But, you know, you definitely, the things that you dream about, you want to make sure you're writing it down and figuring out how it really fits into your reality, right? What else do we have going on? Well, we have Mars in Libra. Mars entered Libra not too long ago. And we also have Pluto in Aquarius. This is a really good trine. We're making the best of shit, okay? Like, whatever you got, whatever cards or hand you've been dealt, you're trying to make the best of it. I totally get it. We all are trying to make the best of it. With this transit, also in relation to this being the last day of Mercury retrograde, how have you been drooping, okay? Like, I want to know. I really want to know. So let me know how this Mercury retrograde has been for you as we transition out of it as of tomorrow. But still be careful, you know, how you communicate. And, you know, with this Mars-Pluto transit along with this Mercury retrograde trying to wrap up, it's just be kind to yourself, like, more than usual. You know, I think kindness goes a long way. We live in a world where many people live by the mantra, nobody owes you anything, right? Okay, that may be true to some extent, or it may just be super hyper individualism in action. Who knows? But you owe yourself everything. Okay? If nobody owes you anything, that means you owe yourself everything. And I'm sharing this wisdom from someone who I haven't seen in a bit. Shout out to the homie. And it's very apparent that we have to be the things that we deserve. You know, we have to gather those things around and be able to plop them in front of us, right? Because if we are making the best of these circumstances, what is best? What does best mean, right? So I wanted to impart on that. Also, Mars and Neptune. So Neptune is in Aries, and both of these planets are all retrograde, right? And these outer planets are retrograding hella right now, right? So Mars and Neptune are opposite right now, and it's oppositions usually are, have a challenge, but actually this is one of good creative function. Neptune also rules Pisces, and since the moon is in Pisces right now, I think this is something that we can try to take advantage of. Like, what are our dreams telling us? What is our subconscious? What is the metaphysical world screaming at us about? I don't know, it's just something to think about. We're 7 minutes in now. I'm trying to keep track of time. Like I said, even though I'm not rushing shit, I am trying to respect your time. So that's our downloads for today. And going into this week, like I said, tomorrow, Mercury, it goes direct. So hopefully you were able to handle that. Don't sign anything. Don't start anything. Like, let the day pass tomorrow. Just so you know, and I'll remind you again tomorrow because I am back up on the schedule now. Okay, so if this is your first time on the channel, your girl does things in a certain way. Okay, so we do 2 spreads here. The first spread is our general overview for the week using a situation, action, outcome. That is a spread that is stylized to this channel, aka what the fuck are we doing here, is the question you're always asking. We have to be aware of our surroundings. So with that spread, we then get into some of the oracle reads for the week, and then from that point we go back to the tarot and we pull daily cards to forecast day by day. Okay, and this is all for the collective, so everything that applies to one applies to all. When I say you, I'm talking about us. I may switch the tense in which, things are happening, but just know I'm talking about all of us. This is for all of us, and, I pray for all of us in this world to just have an increased sense of awareness. So, and also, just so you know, I got a new deck. I was using the Pulp Tarot deck for a while. And now got this one. I'm excited to show you. Alrighty, so the way I shuffle is I do shuffle per question. I do not play. And since we're shuffling for 2 spreads, we're going to be shuffling all day. But here we go. Okay, so first question. What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we going to do about it? Or what the fuck are we supposed to do about it? Where's the fuckery? What are we not supposed to do about it, right? What happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do? What the fuck fuckery? This is the likely outcome based off of where's the fuckery, the action that is not recommended. And as always, we have a clarifier. Alright. Now, got 7 more shuffles here because we got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You want to say? So that was for Sunday. Today. Alright. Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday's kind of stubborn. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. And Saturday night. I don't know, my register has been kind of off lately, so. Alright, but this has been shuffled. Alright, so we're going to do part 1 here. We're going to put these down, so after I cut, of course. And I cut once for me, and I cut twice for you. Alright. So, what the fuck are we doing here? And what the fuck are we supposed to do about it? Hey. Alright, where's the fuckery? What happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do? What the fuck fuckery? And like we said, as always, there's a clarifier. Hey, okay. See, this is why I don't usually do the shuffling on camera. Alrighty, so I'm going to go through this and then we can go through the oracles. I'm going to pull these over here. So what the fuck are we doing here? We have 3 of baskets. 3 of baskets, aka 3 of cups. Okay? What the fuck are we supposed to do about it? Mother of coins, aka Queen of Pentacles. Where's the fuckery? We have the 7 of coins, or 7 of pentacles. What happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do? We have the Daughter of Wands, aka Page of Wands. What the fuck fuckery? We have the Son of Coins. We have the Knight of Pentacles, right? And as always, we have a clarifier. Judgment. Okay. What I'm taking from this read from this week overall is that we are being tasked to our higher calling. This read for me gives that through coming together through our chosen family, our chosen ones, you know, or on that quest to find those chosen families, you know, even if it happens to be our blood family, but our chosen family and friends are the ones that are in alignment with what our mission is about. We, this week, are specifically being tasked to honor that. Okay? This is what the fuck we're doing here. We have the Three of Baskets here, and so I'm using the Black Tarot deck. Shout out to them. I really appreciate this deck. The deck size is a bit wider, but I want to find a good case for these. But it is such beautiful artistry. So when we have the Three of Baskets or Cups, we are generally in the mode of celebration. We're honoring our social connections. Excuse me. I'm going to pause this. All right. So, yes, had to drink some water. Hopefully I'll be okay. Alrighty. So, Three of Baskets, like I was saying, is all about spirit communicating with you about who is your chosen family. Okay? This time around, it's the full circle. That's what I'm getting from this iteration of the Three of Cups or the Three of Baskets. Like, everything's coming around full circle. You've cleared the way of, like, people who weren't good for you. You've learned the lessons that you've had to learn. And now you're finding your people. So, you know, honoring that. Or maybe finding your people is coming back to where you were. You get what I'm saying? With a reconnection is essentially what I'm also getting from Spirit. Because sometimes you go out into the world, you find what you need to find, and you come back. So this is, even though, whether it's a new connection or if it's reconnection, it's feeling like home here. I feel home when I see this. And that's important because what the fuck are we supposed to do about that situation? How do we honor that? We have the Mother of Coins, aka the Queen of motherfucking Pentacles, okay? I say all the time, heavy is the head that wears the crown, but like, why is the queen a queen? A queen is queen because not because she's fabulous in all of her self-endowed glory or whatever, what have you, but, and you know, when I say self-endowed, and what I really mean, you know, she's just generally endowed. She knows it for herself. But the world that is around her also knows it as well and recognizes that in her. Being a queen traditionally is something that's all, you know, like generally mutually agreed upon. Now, we can talk about monarchy politics and everything like that another day. But from the standpoint of the divine feminine, having this energy is what allows you to have the resources, the ends, the tools in your external world to have the type of emotional fulfillment that you deserve in this Three of Baskets. Like, what are you bringing to the chosen family? What do you have to offer? What can you contribute? Everybody has skills. Everybody has something that they're good at, right? So this Mother of Coins is you know, embodying, like, what the thing that you're good at. Like, what the fuck are you good at? I'm gonna just keep cursing because that's what I be doing. You know, they got this Mother of Coins with the honeybee. Like, that's hobby like a motherfucker. But it's a talent. It's a skill set. And definitely we need honey in this world. If all the bees die off now, what's going to happen? So, this is actually a very important skill. It's actually more than a hobby. But it just is like, I think we as Black people are so removed from agriculture. And we're trying to get back to it. We are. A lot of us really are. So, thinking of this as something as a hobby as opposed, you know, it's like, you know, I'm checking myself now. That is because it's ascribed to Eurocentric thinking, like, oh, what, you know, white people play with honeys or play with bees or whatever the fuck. No, we need bees and we need honey and we need Black farmers and we need our land back. Black farmers as well as indigenous folks. So, okay, so we're moving on. You know what the fuck to do. That's what the fuck you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be the Mother of Coins to honor this Three of Baskets situation. Where's the fuckery today? We have the Seven of Coins. So So when we are not quite at the queenly state, the number 7, in some ways, is a number of completion, but it is also a number of pause, of diminishing returns. And with 7 of coins or 7 of pentacles, it's important to remember that sometimes you can't press the pause button. Sometimes, like, okay, have you ever been, like, with somebody who they don't like the scary scene, or they don't like the point of conflict in a movie or a film because it's, like, too much for them, so they're like, okay, I gotta pause, I gotta wait a moment because I see. Like, don't be that person right now. There are so many gifts that are awaiting that you have to move forward, that you have to move through the tension, you have to move through whatever's left to go through in order to fully embrace yourself in all your glory, as well as your chosen family and the ways that they're honoring you. You can't press the pause button on your blessings now. You can't ask for shit and then not, be ready to receive that shit. You get what I'm saying? You have to build yourself up every day to be ready to receive the blessings that you are deserving of. Because, right, you owe yourself everything. So what happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do? We have Daughter of Wands. So I find this very beautiful that our situation, or what the fuck we're doing here card, is in water. What the fuck we're supposed to do about it is in earth, right? And what happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do is in fire. Daughter of Wands, Page of Wands is all about making them ideas, baby. Being creative, having all the pizzazz, and being unapologetic about it. Like, it's writing your goal list without any sort of edit or limitation upon oneself, okay? So, having the Daughter of Wands, and what happens when we do what the fuck we're supposed to do, that means that we are able to continue to live our wildest dreams. We owe ourselves everything, right? So, part of this is also being very specific. Because fire deals with ideas, creativity, passion. Think of your Aries folks, your Leo folks. We're still in Leo season for a little bit while, So, your Sagittarius, of course, like, think of them. Think about how they are able to just charge for it and live their dreams. Because they're about that shit, And as someone who, both of my parents are Sagittarius, like, the inspiration is real. You can definitely see how fire can create so many things from nothing, just a spark, just an idea, into a reality. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to, that other week, if you see that, as a side note, that other week that you see, I'll be trying to, like, get it back up, but I only got this lighter right now, so, yeah, we work what we got over here. Alrighty, so, what the fucker is in the Sun of Coins, okay? So, if you press pause, right, on this situation right here, these blessings that you got, you gonna have the slow and steady. Like, it's not like your blessings are necessarily gonna go away, but it's gonna take even longer. So why do that to yourself? Okay, yes, slow and steady wins the race, but you've already done so much work. Like, eventually you gotta call it, okay? Why? And our clarifier is this is judgment. Judgment, because what? It's always going back to you owe yourself everything. Why? Because even if nobody owes you shit, Spirit's always going to be about balance. When you do good for yourself and when you do good for other people, unseen virtue brings visible reward. So it's very important to remember that, judgment is the culmination of everything that we've done and have been able to do for people and for ourselves and for our betterment, right? We've made some mistakes along the way, of course, because humanity is a combination of these things, right? But Really, like, don't block your blessings. This is the time to honor your divine self, okay? And you have people that are around that are willing to support you, okay? Alrighty, so we are moving on into the oracle section, okay, of this situation here. And I'd have to say, I like doing this before. I might just do this every week. Just take my time with y'all because I'll be talking a lot anyway. And one more for flip. So this is a Prism Oracle. We'll pull 2 keywords to coincide with our weekly rundown with our situation, action, outcome spread here. And as always, I cutting once for you and twice for me. And what would we have? We have flow. See, I thought flow. Look at this. This 3 of coins, 3 of baskets. The flow of energy that we receive from others goes back into the ocean of our own life. Rejection, right? So this is, I feel this is coming from a couple of angles, actually. So let's break this down really quickly. Rejection, I don't feel this is a present energy so much so as far as us receiving rejection, right? We have received rejection and it has better informed us of what our path is, right? But also, this is a reminder of what we're no longer willing to tolerate in our lives. The things that used to have a yes, or could we receiving that? No. That hell no. You get what I'm saying? So it's best to acknowledge that point of like, you know, knowing that you have the ability to say no, and that no is a full sentence, right? It's really, I think having flow and rejection is really important. And also when it comes to like where's the fuckery though? That pause, you know, like sometimes you also have to say no to saying no. You get what I'm saying? If you're the type of person that tends to doubt yourself, if you're the type of person that doesn't follow your intuitive mind so much, and like I've also succumbed to that many times. Don't worry, you're not alone. Like that you have to be discerning on exactly what you're saying no to, right? Because if you're saying no based off of like a clear head and knowing what's right for you versus like saying no out of a sense of fear of flying high, you get what I'm saying? You can't block your blessings. So be careful. You know, that rejection card is interesting, actually. I'm getting interesting vibes from it this week. Let's move forward to our celebrity spirit oracle. Like who we got coming this week? So the reason why I selected this deck is because there were several figures in which are included in this deck that I had like when their passing was very like a monumental moment in my life, and either dealt with some like moments of premonition with regard to their passing, or had what is it, like I don't want to just call it gut feeling, but your body has an intuitive moment regarding them before you are coming across the actual announcement of their passing, right? So 1 for me, 2 for you. Alrighty. Now, David Bowie we have. Alright. Take time to play and explore. I'm taking this spirit right now to really call us to honor, like, what when we think of, like, celebrity culture, right? I had a chance to talk with and listen to EPMD this week as part of a seminar that was so well put together. And once again, shout out to True School. One of the things that they said is like, oh, only 1% of the people in the world are actually famous. You know, like being in that 1% is, you know, something that, you know, is very rare, of course, given the number. But that doesn't mean that our life doesn't have value. You get what I'm saying? So when I see this, take time to play and explore. I'm reminded of the Mother of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles, because part of honoring our divine self is knowing the things that, you know, make us famous, quote unquote, so to speak. Perhaps not on an international superstardom level, but known to our chosen family. Okay? So I'm not really one to, you know, I don't know, I tend to undersell myself, you know. But this is the time to name the things that make you you. And I say this because this is, I don't know, this is such a beautiful download from the up above this week. I'm very thankful for it. But yeah, it's like, what makes you famous? Essentially, is the question. Okay, so we're going to move on to what's the tea. Oh, yeah. So, I did a lot of traveling, and I thought I had lost all my decks, or most of them. Fortunately, I did find them, right? But, oh my gosh, your girl was mad tripping. Like, I was like, where are my decks? And it just reminded me, I was like, oh, okay, it's probably a good idea to have backup decks. So now the girl has a bunch of backup decks. And I feel like I'm better for it, because I really value being able to be of service in this way. That's the rose quartz and the thulite. That fell. I got way too many crystals up here. I'll show you in a minute. All right, but one for me and two for you. All right, today I'm bothered. I heard that. We gotta stay unbothered, baby, because look at us. When we know we're doing the work, when we know what we're famous for, when we know who our chosen family is, like, what else? When we have all of what we need and most of what we want, what else could there be? Okay? So stay unbothered. I'll leave that at that. I like that. Okay. Broken mirrors. Another deck that I have, like, a whole bunch of. Yeah, I really think that it's important that everyone have some form of engaging with their higher sense of intuition. And I think for me, this being of service in this way is helpful, not just for connecting with others, but for having a greater understanding of all the moments where I was not engaging with my higher level of understanding. Okay. See, like I said, as we are finding our chosen family, we're always walking away from something in order to make room for something else. So we're giving shit the cold shoulder. We have breakup, distance, separation that's coming about. We're having that rejection, you know. So the things, but once again, I'm not necessarily feel, at least for everybody, that this is something that is, you know, so much current. But for this week, we are in the mode of reflecting of the things that we have needed to reject, or things that have rejected us, or things that have separated from us, and the impact that has had on our lives. You know, sometimes when we separate from things, it can be scary because there's the fear of the unknown. But when we allow that void to occur, what we're doing is essentially creating the thing that's going to fill that void. And what we create from that, you know, determines like, okay, what did we learn? What was, something that was great, that came from this lesson. Now that it's not a part of my life, you're able to reflect on it more. So, don't be afraid of the cold shoulder. Don't be afraid to give the cold shoulder. Don't be afraid to have received the cold shoulder, okay? Now we are on to dark confessions, okay? This one is a bit small, so it's kind of harder to control. Yeah, it's going. Alright. One for me. And two for you. I know that you may not feel for me as I feel for you. This is all coming together, like, and that's okay, nigga. Like, look, the reason why we have to give the cold shoulder to people sometimes is because they're not ready to be in our orbit. And sometimes the reason why we receive the cold shoulder is because people don't know, they don't have the ability to understand the depth of our own being. You get what I'm saying? So I think this is just a little reminder for, like, if things are not matching up with somebody or some people, that there's always your chosen family out there. Like, this is what's always going back to. And once again, you owe yourself everything. If nobody owes you shit, that means you owe yourself everything, and you deserve the world. You deserve to be able to create the things that you want to see in the world. Okay. So, we're pulling from our angelic connections next, and then African goddess timing, and then we'll do the weekly forecast and be out. Alright. There we go. Yeah, this week is interesting. Because when we think of retrograde, right, we think of review, think of past. That's why, I'm very much, keen on, like, this is a period of review, and as we've laid into, the direction we want to go into, that's where we are. So at times you may receive a series of favors or unexpected gifts for no apparent reason. The angels are here to remind you that you are deserving of all good things. Look at that. What the fuck? That's what I'm saying. Spirit will restore balance. Unseen virtue brings visible reward. I ain't lying. That's all I got to say about that. Alright. So, on to our African goddess. Another small deck, and I got my citrine. Look at this citrine piece. It's really beautiful. Oh, got the fire that way. I really love this piece of citrine. Really high quality. Alrighty. 1, 2, and 8. Alright. 1 for me. 2 for you. Ooh. Who is this? Oh, Sache. Grounding. Sache. We gotta stay grounded and everything. And that's the important thing, like with the Mother of Coins. Everything that we are doing is so that we know we have our place in this world. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting to make sure that we make our mark? In order to make our mark, we have to know our place. Where are we at? I'm very happy with that. Okay, so with all of this, our chosen family are rising into our divine self. What are we famous for in our respective circles? You know, making sure we're not stopping, making sure, you know, we review the points of where the things that were no longer serving us are left behind, but we take those lessons with us as we grow on and we remain unbothered as the scales balance out. The question I'm thinking of is, when will our divine self be able to see the fruits of our labor? Going through life is fucking labor, right? Yes, and having a chosen family helps, but that's just a start, right? Because, like I said, don't nobody owe you shit, but you owe yourself everything, right? So that means you're putting in work. That means you're not stopping. You can't stop. You can't pause. There's no pause on this. Since this is with the page of fire, or page of wands, daughter of wands, since this is moving at a certain pace, what exactly is our pace? When will we see the fruits of our labor? As being the queen of this shit. You get what I'm saying? That's the question I'm asking. When will we see the fruits of our labor being the queen of this shit? Okay? One, two, three. Actually, 4. Alright. So, and the reason why there's such a balance here between the water and earth and the fire. Like, this could really, you know, this could take some time, or this could really actually sum us up quick, but it's not taking forever, you know? Shouldn't be taking forever. Have faith, divine timing is at play. That's that judgment shit. That ain't nothing but that judgment shit. For real. Yeah. All Spirit is telling us in this case is to keep chugging along. Keep doing the work. And it shall be done. Okay? But if I was nosy, next couple of months. Alright, so that makes sense because we have a balance. It's not going to take forever, but it's going to take a little bit of time, you know, for us to see it. Why we're going through all the things that we've gone through. And it's okay. Alrighty, so now that we've gone through that, let's finalize this week's reading with our 7-day forecast. And I think now I have enough room to do it over here. Okay. So, alright, so here we go again. Saturday love, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and of course Saturday. Ooh, that's 2 cards. There we go. So I am very thankful for y'all. Sunday, mother of baskets. I'm laughing. I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing. Mother of baskets. Okay, tight. Alright. Tomorrow, Monday, Son of Wands. Okay? Knight of Wands. And Sunday, Mother of Baskets is Queen of Cups. Okay. Tuesday, we have Ace of Cups or Ace of Baskets, y'all. Trying to get this to focus right, because it's a nice card. Yeah. Very nice card. All right, Wednesday. 2 of Baskets. Oh, lovely. All right, Wednesday. What? Wait, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sorry, this is Wednesday. Thursday. I'm sorry, it's deja vu because it's the lovers. I can't make this shit up. Okay, and Friday we have the 8 of Knives, aka 8 of Swords. On Saturday we have Strength. Okay, so if you know what goes on from here, we will do daily dives into these forecasts, okay? These forecasted tarot cards, and we'll have our African Goddess deck to do the oracle readings, right? So, I'm just blessed to have been able to do this. Some announcements. Okay, so, as a DJ, also, I have Rhythm and Rave coming up, a really exciting event happening at High Dive that's happening Friday, August 22nd from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Come around, okay? Very new sound that you don't want to miss in the city. I very much appreciate having that over there at High Dive, and we have so many great DJs. Check my music page, tenacity.dj, TYNACITY.DJ for more information if you're in Milwaukee or want to come to Milwaukee. What else? Today, if you're watching this, I will be at Cactus Club for the free swim artist market, okay? So please come on through 12 noon to 4 p.m. I would love to see you. If you want a reading, I got you. If you want crystals, remember I got that Motivite in. I got you. I got Herkimer. I got K2. I have all the like really major, really well-rounded stones that you would need to, get things going. Okay, so I'm done. Let me take a picture of this and start my editing so I have something for you to post. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and your energy. Ciao, ciao.